Australian operator who offered overseas tours for medical procedures but delivered absolutely nothing and kept all the money.
I'm not conning anybody. I'm trying to get your money back, OK? Your money will come back.
When? The 12th? When? The 12th of never?
Give me a date. Give me a date.
I need probably 3 months.
His name is Gary Flowers, and he runs a web-based overseas tour company called Australian Dental Tours.
Well, he's nothing but a crook and a con man.
Did he rip you off?
Yes, he has.
How much did he take from you?
$2,600.
Denise Isaacs paid for her tour to Thailand for complex dental work in April. She fell for this flash website offering dental work at a fraction of the cost here. Did you ever see your tour?
No. He said in an email a travel pack was coming. That never arrived.
I'm devastated. I was gutted when I received the letter. Like, I've been working 12-hour days, 5 days a week for this trip, and it broke my heart when I got that letter to say that he wasn't able to do it.
Melanie Clementson also wanted major dental work to close gaps in her teeth. To do it here would have cost $25,000. She too was conned by the flash website and cheap procedures, promises of 60% savings. How much have you paid?
Just on $4,000 for the both of us to travel for 2 weeks.
And you're still here?
Yes.
Melanie didn't have a clue anything was wrong until she received this typed, unsigned note. What's that?
That's the letter that I received by post, advising that he was not able to do the tour any longer. No letterhead, nothing.
It told her Flowers was closing the business and website down. In fact, he had merely changed names to Smile Dental Tours and started another site with money paid by his victims. Dental tourism is the new boom industry, but like scalpel tours, it can be incredibly dangerous.
For a third of the price and a holiday, it just seems too good to be true, and it isn't that good.
Australian Dental Association President John Matthews has seen a disturbing increase in the number of Australians heading overseas for dental work.
Most people go overseas because they want fairly complex dentistry done, and the more complex it is, the more likelihood that something will go wrong.
Wrong like this: shoddy work, second-rate materials, problems that might not appear for months after treatment.
When it fails big time.
Despite the failures, Australians are still being sucked into overseas surgery. Scalpel tour operators offer the ultimate bait. Picture postcard locations, photos of top-notch facilities, and the promise of a new you at a discount rate.
Oh, a nightmare. An absolute nightmare. I went over there feeling confident, but when things started to go bad, that's when I really experienced the fact that what on earth have I done?
This woman went to Thailand for a breast lift and a tummy tuck. This is the result of that surgery. Scarring to both breasts, but also massive infections which could have killed her.
It actually opened up underneath my breast, and it would have been about the size of a golf ball.
So you had a hole in your breast?
A hole. Isn't that scary? It was so painful, it was so frightening, and when we went back to the doctor, he taped it together. That's when I knew I had to get on a plane and come home.
She's now been forced to undergo $10,000 worth of corrective surgery here in Australia, but finally, she's pleased with the results.
They're being lured by, of course, a bargain. They're being lured by the fact that they can have a holiday and have surgery at the same time. They're being lured by the fact that, everything's fine. But I think underlying that are some serious risks that people are not aware of.
Life-threatening?
Of course they are. I mean, any operation carries with it a risk.
Dr Anand Deva from the Cosmetic Surgeons Association sees 4 botched operations a month, having to fix the damage done by someone else, but promoted by Australian companies. Do we need tighter controls of the Australian operators of these overseas tours?
These are not fun operations, and I think these people need to be held accountable for, A, the information they give and the risks and the complications that occur. Same as I am held accountable if I have a complication.
But companies are not held accountable. Only recently, a New Zealand woman died just days after undergoing delicate lap band surgery in Malaysia. It was an operation organised by Gorgeous Getaways, which has now stopped promoting lap band surgery, and it's not using that Malaysian hospital anymore. But that was the extent of their responsibility.
It is Russian roulette, and just be very, very careful.
You're nothing but a thief!
You have to turn up in court on that one.
Okay.
Gary Flowers has now been served with court orders for more than $20,000 in missing money.
There's another 3 here.
Quite a handful, Mr.
First one I
Flowers.
gave you, if you don't turn up in court,
Yeah, I know, and I'm trying to get everything paid back. I know it's quite a handful.
If he doesn't show up in court next month, a warrant will be issued for his arrest. Despite his promises to pay, it seems unlikely these women will ever see a cent again.
See you in court. I think the whole of Australia, the whole world needs to know what this guy's been doing. And hopefully he'll be stopped from gaining any more victims in this.
Gary Flowers today promised to repay the women in $400 instalments until his debt is cleared. David Richardson with that special report. Brendan Borrellini is a man who's overcome serious handicaps. Blind and deaf almost all his life, he attended university and travelled the world. Successful enough to become, in 1990, Young Australian of the Year.